Hello and welcome to another Let's Play Momir. We will be on the draw. We won our last one pretty easy. We did get some really good cards though, so yeah. Can't always be unlucky, right? I think I'm currently 6-1 or something. After I rebought tickets, currently have 14 tickets minus these two, so 12 tickets, so I have plenty of Momir in me. I hoped Cube would be up, but it still isn't, of course. And we get a 2 mana acceleration, which is why we make 2 drops, right? So yeah, finally got there. Hope he doesn't get removal, of course, because that kills it. But then we'll be making 4 drops before him. Prevent our commander with other turn before the commander motion. Okay. Now, what's important in Magic, or at least something that I consider important in Magic, is that you figure out what a new card on the board actually does. So this would become an indestructible creature. This is one of the new Teros cards. I think it's still a great card. Just pay 2 life, draw a card, and you can keep on doing that without the insane mana investments. What do I mean? I mean without insane investment, and then eventually it becomes a pretty good creature, right? So he hits for 2, yeah, that's fine. And he can't gain life, so even with lifelink or anything else, he can't gain life. But I don't think the devotion, of course, in Momir is that easy to achieve, unless we get some pretty good cards. Because the swamp is in black. All attacking creatures with flanking gets, including himself. Yeah, I assume so. So if we attacks, we block, I guess, seeing as we are we do have the advantage here. Exile target creature, so he needs soldiers, right? Yeah. Alright, this is 3/3, so yeah, we'll block here. If it was black, I would have kept it, but it isn't. Devotion, basically, if you know what it is, it means you have to have 5 black creatures before it 5 black mana cost in all your cards before it ever works. So we get a second one to each non-white creature, so that kills these. But it is a 6/6 flyer though, so pretty sick. And if next turn he doesn't get something, like now, I'm not sure if I'm gonna make a 7 or if I'm gonna draw 3 cards. Instead he gets a useless card. Obviously if I don't attack, it becomes tapped and deals 2 damage to him every turn. So here I have the option making a 7 or just drawing 3. And drawing 3 sets me up for the late game, right? He still has to get something that's better than a 6/6 flyer, which seems highly unlikely. So yeah, I think I'll draw a bunch of cards here. I know it seems odd for most of you, and it is, but we'll see how this turns out. I think it's a fun thing to do. Try to mix it up, try to play with the cards you get. And we do still have the advantage. We still have a 6/6 flyer. We still have an 8 drop before he makes his 8 drop, and then we just make bigger drops anyway. So this deals 3 damage to each non-white creature, so it kills this, and doesn't kill that. So we don't have a plane either, so we can't actually do it anyway, I guess. So we'll see what we get. That's pretty good. So it's a 7/7 that he can't get through yet. Obviously we do not want to use the ability. And when he dies we still get a 4/4. So it actually says leaves the battlefield. I mean, I think it was a fine card in draft, wouldn't it be? I mean, 8 mana 7/7. Once you get to the later game, god damn it.
Aye, aye.
Sorry for that. Someone on Ventrilo, of course. He gets a 6/6 trample, but it's still not good enough for the 7/7. So yeah. We'll make a 9-drop here. Hope it's something heavy on the black. And it is a sick creature. He can't attack me, so he can never win before he kills this. And then with this, basically have the advantage. We have 2 flyers, so he has to have outs for both of them at this point. So yeah, he's actually dead to the Agma Demon if he doesn't get an artifact. So I might just let him die because of that. He actually gets the same card that I do, but he should concede it. Yeah, he does. I mean, I would let him die to his own creature. Just whoa, this is new to me. So yeah, we did get 2 mana acceleration though. So obviously, and then we got a 6 mana 6/6. The Eberron didn't do that much for us. We were setting up for the late game while we had the advantage anyway, which I think was fine. I would do it again. And he got a 6/6 flyer that did nothing for him. Yeah, it's just a stupid one too. I mean, maybe in Momir they should change lands somehow that they are actually count as creatures somehow, so that how should I explain this? Let's say something says when this dies, return a creature card from your graveyard. Then this should be a creature. We can level this up once. We can make it a 4/4 flyer eventually, but I don't think that's that great. We can make it a 3/3 flyer, of course, next turn, and not make it 4. We'll see what he gets, but I mean a 3/3 flyer is fine. And then we can make another 2-drop, of course, or we can make a 4-drop, trample haste. It's just 5 damage, whatever. He should attack with both, of course. Yeah, he does. I won't sacrifice any of these yet. So now we make a 4-drop, I think, just to keep his at bay, because we can attack anyway. And then maybe turn after we'll make a 4-drop and pump this. Exile 2 cards from your graveyard, return target creature. So yeah, it's just a 2/1. So we attack with both of these. Deal 3 to him. We can block here, and the next turn we can make another 4 and level this and attack for 3. Which I think is fine. It also depends, of course, on what he gets as his 5-drop. Because it is important that I can trump that. And he gets just a 3/3, but it does mana accelerate him. This is actually a pretty good card. But I mean, it's easy to get past a 3/3. If he attacks, I'm obviously blocking. Why wouldn't I trade my stupid 2/1 for a 2/2? So here we'll level this once, as I said, just to give it flying. That's basically the reason why I do this, so it becomes a 3/3 flyer. And then we'll make a 4-drop. We'll discard a forest, so we have the option for island open if it ever matters. Wow, that's good. I mean, it is a 4/4/4/4, but the ability is also really good. But the odds are obviously that he will block, else I get to choose. And next turn he can make 8-drop because of this attendant. So I have to hope it's not something really good. I mean, if he ever attacks with it, and then I can start attacking with this, I have to keep on jumping this, because else I can kill his 8-drop with this. That's basically what this does. It forces him to block. And I have no clue why this guy is waiting so long. I can't block this. Let me get something to drink first. If they set other creatures you control, might consider leveling it up more, but other merfolk creatures is too narrow, and the 1 extra power for an investment of 2 mana. Nope. Maybe if it ever becomes lethal, but now he was at 17, it would have increased our clock. 6 and 6, no, it wouldn't. So yeah, he's gonna sacrifice this to gain mana, and then activate Momir for 8. I think that's the correct play in a way. Because an 8 drop is probably gonna trump all of these. And he's ahead of the curve, so he should be able to kill me before I find it out. Assuming it's a good 8 drop. You have terrible 8 drops in this game. You really do. Like the 1/1 scornful egotist. I mean, if he gets that, what is he going to do, right? I attack with everything, he takes 4. Because he's obviously gonna block this then. I get to make a 6, stuff like that. But this guy is pausing so much. Does he have bad connection? Doesn't seem like it. Maybe he's just multi-queuing, but he just performed an action and I have no clue. That's cool. I get why it is. He activated the ability, then sacrificed this because it is a mana ability. You can use it whenever you want, and because of that, it still keeps in mind that this was this creature. So if he presses cancel now, it comes back into play. So yeah, he finally decided to do something. So yeah, there it is. It becomes a mountain. Flying, trample, haste. It kills me next turn. Yeah. So I need to find out for that. If he attacks with it, he ties to the Ashling. See, Ashling is really good. And we get a shitty creature. So he can pump this for 11. Oh, I see what he's gonna do. He's gonna make a creature to block this, then attack, of course. So yeah, Ashling saved me a turn. I have no clue why he does that. This combat damage to a player, each opponent discards a card. Each player will discard a card with the highest convert mana cost and lose okay. Me? I have no clue why he did that. Why he kept the mana behind. There's no benefit to it, I think. Or I don't see one. So we attack with all of these, he blocks this, he takes 8. I go down to 5 here, I go down to 4. Yep. So we'll see what we get first before we make any moves. Obviously it gives him information as well, but we want the information. So we have 7 defense of flying, but that's not gonna cut it. If we attack with this, he has to block here. So if we attack with these, we can deal 5. He goes down to 9. We keep these behind. We double block. He pumps, and it's lethal because it has trample. Yep, it does. So let's just concede this and go for a third one, where we will be on the play. Yeah, so the Ashling did save me a turn, but he saw it. And this guy is so slow. And maybe he's multi-queuing or something. But obviously, for me, it isn't amusing to deal with it. And we have had this before, and the player actually left the game entirely. I mean, he did lose. He was 1-0 up. He did then lost, and then he conceded in total, just because I think I complained as well that I wanted them to speed up, and I have no clue why this guy is so slow. And I haven't reported. I think back then I was also talking about reporting because it was really like a minute every action he had to do. Like this guy, just think about this guy, right? He had an action, and then he started Momir, he sacrificed the creature, and then he paused for like half a minute, What's the pause there for? Why can't you just perform the action, do this, and then go to your other game? If your other game is that important, why did you queue for this in the first place? I mean, it's not like this is so complicated, you have to devote a lot of attention to it. He doesn't even have 6, he just... I mean, he's just 2 minutes behind on me, of course, so he's not that kind of slow player, but... You can also see the pauses between the very first game is playing a bit faster than the second and now this. So he did decide to finally do something, and now it's my upkeep and we have to wait again. Nope. And maybe with the ability on the stack we have to wait. Nope. Power to target creature power. Wow, great. A 0/3 shitty creature that I'm never gonna use. This is a blocker for a really big amount of creatures though. Most of his 2 and 3 drops I can block with this. And he gets a sick card, Lotus Cobra. So I think I play an island and attack here. Hope he takes the fall to blocking. Yeah, let's give him the option. I mean, obviously we're gonna do this anyway because we aren't gonna make a 3-drop. And on the draw, the mana acceleration isn't gonna be that big of a deal. There's no fetch in this, so he's just gonna be making 4 before me. So it's not that big of an issue compared to when it is on the play. On the play, it's insane. You speed ahead of your opponent. On the draw, yeah, it's just a 2/2 flyer. That's fine. On the draw, it just puts you 1 ahead, but that's basically the same as normal when you're on the play. So yeah, it gives you the advantage, but it's not like something that totally ruins the game for your opponent compared to when you have it on the play. It's much sicker. That's nice, despite me just discarding. Despite me just discarding my forest, I could have killed Lotus Cobra here. Oh, it actually keeps the power. I should have attacked. Wow, I didn't know that. I thought it was until end of turn. So the power stays. That's actually much better than I assumed it would be. Because now it blocks a lot. He can attack. He gets a Muldrifter, really good card. Again, another flyer, of course. If he had a forest, we could force him to block here with a flyer. But I mean, we can attack, right, with more. This is a fun card, but I mean, obviously, Momir doesn't do anything. Well, if I knew this, I would have attacked with this with its previous turn and gotten in an extra 2 damage. Still no forest, so yeah. We'll see what we get. Hope we get a flyer. Whenever another creature dies, reduces that creature's power. Pretty good. So I guess he can't block here, because if it does, this becomes bigger. And if it doesn't block, he takes 5. He can only attack for 4, so we're winning the race here. Obviously 6 drop and 7 and 8 is gonna matter a lot, but this is gonna become a monster eventually, because you are bound to trade creatures, right? If I ever get a forest, I can use this to kill the Cobra, and then this becomes bigger. Blocks a recons block, deals 3 damage to the creature. So it's just a 4/4. I mean, just a 4/4 is still good. I think I attack with this, and then when it does block, I... No, right? It triggers before the damage is dealt. So that isn't even good. I have no clue why I kept the Muldrifter behind. There's no point in it. I mean, I can't attack through the Inferno Wall anyway. I just need a decent flyer here. Discard the islands. Target player discards 2 cards. Yeah, baby. And it is a flyer, so now if something here happens, if something there happens, this becomes a 7/7. It's still not good enough to kill the Inferno Elemental. It basically trades with the Inferno Elemental, but we can make this a 7/3, stuff like that. Let's see, 7-drop. Huh. Ah, it is good. This can be trade with anything, right? I mean, this can become a 13/3, and then this becomes. Okay, this is nuts. The Sarah avatar is basically useless. Because this just trades with it. Wow. We can make a 5-drop if we want. I think we do. And then change this power to 13. If he declares attackers, obviously I'm blocking. This does have flying. So he's attacking with the Inferno Elemental. No, he's not. I mean, I wouldn't have minded. It takes 6, I go down to 8. But then what, right? This becomes a 7/7. Next turn this becomes a 13/3. They trade here. This becomes huge. It doesn't die to... Oh, it's a trigger, so yeah, it does die then. So I then have to chump somehow. Stuff like that. We'll see. Obviously, if I do draw a forest, I can also kill this. Change this. So if we block here, this becomes a 6/6 already. But I don't think that's a good plan. If he attacks, we let it through. We go to 10. We can make a 7. We cannot make a 7. Options. Making this a 13 is probably really good and something I need to do. We can also attack first, but then we open up ourselves to a counter attack. We'll make a 5-drop first and then see what comes. If you get a forest, we can also kill one of his flyers. And then maybe kill the flyer over the Lotus Cobra. Seriously, guy, make a decision. You're 5 minutes behind on me. Pam 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 pam. Oh, he's changing his options. Okay, so he finally made a decision. I would go down to... Okay, so now the decision is on us, right? So we can block here. Obviously, we're gonna block one of these two. I think this one, just to remove the triggers, is a bit annoying. We can also chump this. The question is, do we want to chump this? If you do chump here, these die, this dies, and this becomes a really huge creature, so this can attack next turn. And he still has a 2/2 flyer. So yeah, I think we do chump here. This becomes bigger. This becomes a 6/6, by the way. So this becomes bigger. Of course, I want to use the ability. That these two die, I take 2. This becomes a 10 or something. Yeah. Yes. And then we make a 5-drop. And he might be wondering, why 5-drop? Which can force him to attack with creatures. It does have flying, so it blocks, stops this. It also it forces him to attack with this, which is huge. Huge. And we can also force him to attack with some other creatures the turn after that, so to run into our crash. He will be making 8 drops and then 9 drops. Even though I discarded cards from... Oh, he got Mauldrifter, of course. I'm like, how the hell did he... But yeah, he got Mauldrifter. Players can't cast spells during combat. I mean, that's fine. It's just a 7/6. Obviously, it doesn't do anything. Come on, attack. Or is he really gonna attack with the Sarah avatar? Does he really not see it? He does. I mean, I even kept up 2 mana. Obviously, the turn after, I'm gonna attack with this and then force him to attack with a bunch of his creatures. Or maybe I'm not gonna attack with this. Make it drop so I can chump something. Force him to attack with this. This becomes huge. This already is huge, of course. We'll figure it out how many we want to do. He only has 10 minutes here, yeah. So almost missed it there. So it is 13-3 now. So let's look at this, right? We want him to attack with this, this, this. If he attacks with everything, we need to have a jumper, but we want these 3 to attack for sure. So I think we keep open 3 mana and make another 5. Then with the 5-drop we can always jump this. And it is another flyer, so yeah, I'm not sure how I'm gonna jump now. It also has haste, so if I attack with boats, no, I think I still do it the way I planned, just wiping out this board, making this huge, still have 2 4/4 flyers. It obviously depends on his 9-drop. But I mean, if he's forced to attack with a lot. No 9-drop. He's gonna make an 8 over a 9, sure. Except for an artifact creatures you control can attack. That's pretty shitty for him, right? Let's just activate this. I mean, it is what we wanted. Obviously, this isn't what we wanted, but it only says creatures you control, so I can attack with whatever I want. We'll make another 8. Maybe we get unlucky here, but maybe we do get lucky. We actually get a sick creature. So we attack with these. He has to get rid of this. He has to block, else he dies. Yeah. Okay, then Crash even becomes bigger. It's at 12-12 now. And he can only attack with the 8/4, unless he gets something that gets rid of it. Which seems highly unlikely, right? Can't attack. Yeah. It can block, but it's still lethal. And this even has protection from red. Yeah, so we got this. There's no way out of this for him. So we'll just attack with these before we make an 8-drop. We obviously don't want to die. He can't even block this. He says GG. So let's say GG, back. He left. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you for the next one.